Hi, everybody. It's me, Dr. Stacy Betancourt, with another edition of Making Sense with Dr. Stacy. And this week we talk about, actually, the title is Patience a Lost Virtue? And what I'm going with is that old saying that patience is a virtue. Well, here's the thing. We're all busy. Not going to argue that. We are all busy, and truly how we define busy is really an individualized thing. What I consider busy may look like just a regular Tuesday to somebody else. So it's very subjective if you understand where I'm going with on this. And the idea of this is that we interpret it differently. So buying into that, what makes me curious is when we are busy, um, is it an excuse for being impatient? Because I'm starting to see it more and more. If something doesn't happen just right when you expect it to happen, I've noticed that we identify if they're female, we identify them with the name of a certain other female. Um, and I think you know what I'm talking about. And I really want to encourage you to try not to do that. Because what that does is it kind of gives license for people to act that way. And when you think about it, we all have a choice. But I see more and more on social media, people tagging people or tagging, major companies or going after people because they had to wait. And the idea about that is that, at what point do we really have to look at ourselves and start to understand ourselves in that, are we just being rude to be rude? And is it a dire situation that we need this now and we need it delivered? And in most cases, I'm going to go out on a limb when I say no, we don't need it immediately. And that some things will happen in time and you can't push it. So, we've all seen that situation. And I don't want to sound preachy, and I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but I'm suggesting that you think about this. Okay. For example, we've all been around those impatient drivers. And we've all been, in places where people are really unhappy. Recently, I was in my local grocery store, and I do live in a resort town. It is a ski town. It is ski season, and grocery store lines are quite large. And I knew going into it, I was going to wait. I went into it knowing that the aisles were going to be crowded. People were in unfamiliar grocery store. Things weren't where their store was like. And then everyone always checks out at once. Isn't that always the case? But I knew this going into it. So I went in with a mindset of, I'm just going to do my thing. And that's the end of it. I'm going to wait. I'm going to be courteous. I'm going to just be in a calm place. And that's what I did. Now, when I went to check out, yes, I was right. The lines were crazy long. Every check stand was full. And there was one woman who, I don't know what the motivation was, if she was trying to get somebody to let her go in front of them or if she was trying to rally, but she was getting quite loud in how she was expressing her distaste for having to stand in line. And thankfully, nobody joined in, because I've seen situations where people have joined in and it's just become like, whoa, calm down. Um, but when I got up to the register, I asked the cashier, how was their day? And they looked surprised. And she admitted, it's been really rough today. People haven't been so nice. And I said, what's one thing I can do for you to make your day better? And she said, you're doing it. Do you see how easy that was? I always have kind of a habit of bagging my own groceries just because it gives me something to do. And then a person who's part of that is their job then told me, no, 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 I've got it. And I talked to them about the same thing. And the whole time I chatted to both of them, we didn't slow the pace. There were people behind us. Everything worked clockwork. And when I was done, both of them really thanked me for checking on them. And I didn't do it for that thanks. I did it for my own sense of, you know what? I can choose right now whether to be impatient or patient. I chose patience. And in doing so, I made someone else feel better. In fact, I made two people feel better. And that can be something we can all do. Um, I know, for example, for me, I can get impatient with driving sometimes, and I need to work on that. I'm not a fast driver. I do drive, subjectively, but there's that. But I do know that I need to exercise more patience for others. And so that's the thing about that. So my question for you is, what is it about your life that is maybe allowing you to be impatient when it's not necessary? And the thing is what are you hoping to gain from being impatient? You already know that it can release chemicals that build anxiety. And I've talked about that before, and my background justifies my knowledge in that. But what if you tried something different? And just going into any situation that normally brings you the anxiety and the impatient level goes up, and you find yourself getting angry. And in that moment, think about why you're feeling that way and change it. Give it a try. Let me know how it works for you. Let me know what it does for you. And you never know, it just might become a habit where you regain patience. And when you do, you're going to make yourself feel better while you're making others feel better. Because remember, we don't know what other people are going through. We don't know what kind of day they've had. So be kind. Be kind to others. Be kind to yourself and give it a try just once. And let me know what you think. Drop it in the comments. If you need any help with how to do that, let me know. I'll be glad to help you. So for now, this is Dr. Stacy Betancourt with another edition of Making Sense with Dr. Stacy. And guess what? I'll see you next week. Take care, everyone.